Hi guys, welcome to yet another review. And joining us right here, we have something different, something special. As you guys can tell, it is a crossover indeed. So people have been asking me, what is this brand? Some have said it is a Dodge, some have said it's a Chrysler. But no, it's none of that. It is a Mahindra, and this is the Mahindra XUV300. So coming along to the front, we do have our vertical, our horizontal grille stretching into coming into the lights and everything. I do kind of see some design elements from Peugeot or Peugeot, however way you want to pronounce it, with the lights. I really like this light design. It kind of like gives it this tiger thing, so I really like that. Normally I'm not a fan of chrome, but with this it works. Coming along to the side, this model in particular is equipped with 16-inch alloy rims, and I do like this two-tone effect. This two-tone effect that it has on the rims with the black, because it does kind of like match with the two-tone roof, of course. And this obviously comes with the W8 model, and I'll go in detail about what the W8 model is indeed. I really do like that, and the tire width is a chunky size. I really like that. Coming along to this side, we do obviously have keyless entry comfort. As I just demonstrated right there. So I do like that about the car, and I don't know for those of you guys that can actually have it, that actually have a good eye, you guys could spot the sunroof over there. And then, I like everything coming to the rear door. After the rear door, that's where everything kind of like takes a knock for me, I really don't understand. It feels like as if the front part was designed by a whole different team compared to the rear, or Mahindra just decided, let's call it a day and chop this thing off over here. But I heard someone mentioning the thing of, I think it has to be something along the sub 2 meters. Also, it kind of like actually made sense, and the look kind of grew on me as time went. So yeah, but coming along to the rear, in this model, we do have fully LED lights, tail lights, which is really a nice thing, because Mahindra didn't kind of like cheapen out and went a bit halogen here and there. Even though in the front it does have a bit of it's a combination of LEDs and halogen lights, and then obviously it has rear sensors, rear park sensors and front park sensors. And then Mahindra has this thing where they kind of like over badge their cars. So right here they do let us know that it is an XUV300. I get that, it's cool. Those obviously some people call it the butterfly effect or whatever they call it, which is the logo of Mahindra, but they actually tell you that it's a W8 thing. I like it. It's just a bit too much, I feel like they're just trying to scram everything into the car. So I feel like the XUV300 would have been okay. This model does come with a tow hitch, so that you can tow, because yeah, it is indeed powerful. Coming along to the boot, has to be one of my downsides, eh? The boot is not really a good size. One of my things that I really don't like about the boot is the fact that I do not get like straps over here to hold this thing up as I lift my cargo out of the. As you guys can tell, that I can fit a decent sized suitcase in here. The boot is indeed floor adjustable. Yeah, the boot floor is floor adjustable. But yeah, man, that's about it. It is a bit on the small side, It is really a bit on the small side, and that's one of the downsides of this car. But anyway, with that being said, join me as we take this little car on. No, a spin. No. Let's jump into the interior first. So you join me inside the interior of the XUV300, and from the get-go, let's start it off with the key. I really like the weight of this key. It has it has this premium feeling, man. It doesn't feel like Mahindra kind of cheapened out on materials, so I like that. And of course, you know, it is a push button start. You just press the clutch and the car would actually start, you know, and it does this needle seat thing, and I really like it. And then when you open the door, it has this welcome jingle, you know, and display that it has. I like it, but I'm not sure of the tone, you know. That tone, Yana, it has this Indian thing, Yana, but it is an Indian thing, you know. It's giving your Bluetooth device has been connected successfully, but I really don't mind it. It's a nice thing, you know? So up front, you do have your digital dials with a digital, and then you do have your analog dials. Sorry, my bad. With your with a semi-digital screen right here in front, and your multimedia controls on the left, and your steering wheel and your cruise control systems on the right. You know, I like this gray thing, this silver grayish thing. I like it compared to piano black. You know, it feels like it is engineered to last a bit more, you know. I like the fact that I get a center armrest and so forth, and a sunroof, you know. It's hot, guys, it's hot. So I like the fact that you do get a sunroof in this model compared to some of its competitors. You do not actually get a sunroof. And you know, this vehicle in particular has been one of like the safest vehicles, as it has 7 airbags, you know. So you have 2 front passenger airbags, 1 knee airbag, 2 airbags right there, and another 2 airbags. So I think that totals to 7 airbags. Oh, and 2 at the rear. My bad. So yeah, man. And obviously it's fully electric, one touch for the driver, for all windows. And then this vehicle's downside, you know, everything is okay when you're sitting from a driver's perspective and you're not looking to the left, but everything kind of like shifts, you know. It's not really much of an issue, but I really don't like this, which is the center console. This center console, as much as it's dual climate control for your passenger and your driver, I do not like this whole thing. It's giving so many buttons. And I like the fact that, you know, the first time I jumped into this vehicle, I thought this was a volume button, you know, and it turns out to be for the blower, you know. We just turn the car off right there. There's the jingle that I was talking about. So it's a nice one. So we also have our auto rear view dim mirror. It's dimmed, you know, it's automatic. So I like that about the car. Tweeters, you know, the sound system is really, I wouldn't say I was mind blown, but I wasn't expecting such a sound system from this car. It has this bass volume thing over here, or this bass knob that you can turn up the bass and it just goes grrr. And I like that. I'm not sure if it comes as standard, but it looks like it comes as standard with this top of the range thing, because the logo that's here, it's also there, so it can't be an aftermarket thing. Let me just turn the car back on, you know. So another thing that I really don't like is the infotainment system. It feels like an afterthought, like from the get-go. It is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'll throw in overplay videos of that. You know, I really don't like that. You know, it has this, it's basically this a tablet attached to a car, as you can tell right there. You know, it's not even that responsive, you know. But you know, since okay, it's not bad, it does get the job done, but I'm really not liking that. And then we also do have a reverse camera, which with decent quality, you know. I really like that, with guidelines and everything. I really like that. And coming down here, we have, you know, our manual gear selector with 6 gears, by the way. You know, and it's one of the downsides of the car, but I'll let you know, I'll touch on that as I'm driving, on the driving experiences. Since you'll be having your sunroof open, you are going to need a place to keep your shades, you know. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw that. I know you guys saw that. But yeah, You know, and then I like the seats. If there's anything I really like, is the seats. This two-tone leather thing that they have going on here, you know, with the red, it kind of matches the exterior of the car. So I really like it. Everybody like that has been passing me by as I was driving in town was just looking at me. I'm like, wow, this car actually looks amazing. A few people kind of like actually said it, and they're like, wow, cute car, you know. So I really like the car, you know. So yeah, man. With that being said, let us jump to the back seats of the car and we'll speak more about that. All right. You guys join me in the back seats of the Mahindra XUV300, and from the get-go, let's talk about legroom. Legroom is a lot, you know. It's a lot. Since Mahindra kind of like compromised on boot space, legroom is not really a problem. I'm sitting behind my driving position, and it's absolutely fine. Headroom, you know, you have nothing to complain about in the back seats of this car. I would have appreciated at least some, you know, charging sockets, some charging ports, you know, but unfortunately you do not get that. But with that being said, they kind of like compromise for that with, you know, an armrest, you know. And we have our door cup holders over here that can fit in a decent size bottle, you know. It's hot, guys, drink water. And then it also fits right there, you know. That being said, and then we also have, I don't know what this is. I was wondering if it's lap pockets or what is it, because it's just basically strings, and I don't know what to attach to this. I really don't like that about the back seats, but nonetheless, I have nothing to complain about. You also do get rear light, which is nice, you know. It's really nice. Overall, I have nothing to complain about in the back seats, you know. It's, you know, you sit nice. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the drive of the vehicle. So I'll catch you guys in the driver's seat. You join me inside the cockpit of the Mahindra XUV300, and right from the get-go, let's start it off with the oily bits. Under the hood, you have a 1.5 turbocharged engine that puts out 88 kilowatts and 300 newton meters of torque. And I must say, I was impressed with how this vehicle had, with the power delivery of this vehicle. You know, it's a really amazing engine, and I wasn't expecting so much power from a 1.5 turbocharged engine. You know, I'm not saying it's a spaceship, but it moves. The torque is insane. Trust me when I say it's insane. Honestly, Mahindra have outdone themselves with this one. You know, honestly, I really like the power that this engine has. You know, the only downside I'd say to this is the fact that it's a 6-speed manual gearbox. You know, so unfortunately, you do not get an automatic. It would have been nice to get an automatic with this powertrain, but unfortunately, you do not get an automatic. But that's not really a train smash if you really like changing gears like that. And then as for the steering feel and feedback is really, you are connected with the vehicle when you drive it. Like, you just experience the torque right there, you know. It catches you off guard a bit, but it's not too pushy, you know. It delivers its power so smoothly, and I like that about the car. I really like that about the car, you know. As I was still mentioning the steering feel, you know. Mahindra does have this thing where you can actually put the car into sports mode for the steering wheel, or comfort mode, where you can switch between driving modes basically, and you do feel it. It's not just there, you do feel it. You know, the moment you put it into sports mode, you do actually like feel the steering wheel tighten up a bit, and I like that. Coming down to, you know, fuel efficiency, I have been getting 16 kilometers per liter, which I think it translates to 6.2 liters per 100 Ks, if I'm not mistaken. So and this is city driving. Mahindra claims a 4.8 liters to the 100. I wouldn't say I'm really a bit far off, you know, but overall I like the drive of the car, and it's well insulated. The cabin it's a very decent cabin, and it's a very nice place to be in. The seats are comfortable, you know, and you get a whole lot of creature comforts, like a sunroof in this W8 model, which is the top spec model. So like I really like it. And should you need to go on longer, like on a longer trip, you do have the help of a cruise control system that's there to help you, you know. So it's a really, you know, you do get value for money. Let me put it like that. You do get value for money, and it kind of like exceeds and beats the competition in certain aspects. So yeah, and I mean, it's a hot day. Open the sunroof. You know, you have a whole lot of things. One thing I really don't like is the clutch feel, man. But you get used to it. Since it's going to be your vehicle, you actually get used to the clutch feel, because there's times where you find yourself stalling, like the clutch kind of picks up a bit in the lower end, man. So you find yourself stalling the car a bit. But it's not a train smash. You do get used to it. I've had the car for about a week now, and I'll say I've gotten used to it, you know. Another thing I really don't like is the start-stop system. I'm not having it. I'm not having it, you know. The way it just cuts off when you're at a stop, and how it picks up again. You know, it has this thing of, I wouldn't say it picks up late, but it doesn't pick up when I want it to pick up, you know. So that's really one thing I really don't like. But on to the positive. I don't know, I really like the sound system in this car. It kind of like exceeded my expectations in a way. The sound system in this car is fairly good for the price range, you know. It's really good. The bass and everything. So wind noise is not really a problem when you're traveling at highway speeds. I don't think it's a problem, because you can just switch it up and, you know, bump to some tunes and everything. So overall, it's a solid car. I like it. Yeah, man, you know, I'm really impressed with what Mahindra did here. Yeah, that's just my driving impressions, man. You know, look at the torque right there. You know, it always finds a way to put a smile on my face. You know, it really finds a way to put a smile on my face, and I like it. I really do. I really like it. But yeah, man, that's it for me.